and welcome to the first ever video episode of Manic Puppy. This is episode 40, and this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan. Holy shit, that's a lot of words. Episode 40. I'm one of your hosts, Justin Giangiuli. Joining me tonight, in person, my brother, Ryan Giangiuli.
Hey guys, what's up?
Mr. Wiggles.
How's it going, everybody?
And live from Skype via laptop, Mick Fortuna.
Hello.
How are you doing over there, Mick?
I'm good. I'm good. I like being a virtual ghost in the room, as always.
A virtual ghost.
We can't all pull it off, but honestly, Mick, you pull it off.
Yes, you're like the ghost levels in Mario. You know, it's the necessity. You need it. You need the mystery. You need the mystique of it all. But today we are going to cover Ninja Turtles, like I stated earlier, Tom Clancy's The Division, Nintendo's new boss, and Australian boomerang experts. So everyone get ready for that. Remember, we post the show every Monday at 11 a.m. We're the source for all things gaming, geek culture, and pure madness. So, guys, before we jump into things tonight, we are going to discuss our giveaway for January 2016. This month, we will be giving away a copy of Rare Replay for Xbox One. So, everyone out there that has played Banjo-Kazooie, or that has played the Battletoads, or has played, Zero Dark, all those cool games, tweet at us with hashtag Rare and your favorite Rare game or character, and you could win.
And make sure you have that Xbox One, though.
Gotta have that Xbox One.
You can't play it if you don't have that Xbox One.
If you only have the PS4, we salute you because, you know, we play everything here, but you need Xbox One for Rare Replay. So tweet at Manic Puppy. And we like to, you know, kick the show off, a segment we call Tip of the Hat. This week, we'd like to tip the hat to a very special guest, a very special person. I'm actually looking at him now as he stares at me. We're doing the video episode
those pretty
here.
eyes.
Look at those pretty eyes. Tip of the hat to Omar Young, and that is at Omar YNG on YouTube and Instagram. You can check him out. He does some awesome photography and video work. So check him out. The Instagram shots that he did of the canyons were pretty awesome.
And you could see his pretty eyes.
the alluring Omar Young, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a follow at Omar YNG. So, you know how they say sometimes the bad news, you have to hit everyone with the bad news before we can jump into the good news?
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
I would be remiss if I didn't give a quick shout out and a special RIP to the late David Bowie and Alan Rickman. They have left behind many, many special memories for people to cherish for generations to come. So, shout out to you guys. You will always be remembered. Thank you for all that you've done.
And just a little side note on that. I remember going into work the first thing of the week, and it was David Bowie sharing Ziggy or whatever memories we had at work with that.
Right.
And then to go in later in the week, I remember on my way to work, I just got an Apple Watch for Christmas or whatever. So whatever, here it is. To be driving to work, and I'm driving, I have my left hand on the steering wheel, and I get CNN, and CNN does live updates on the watch.
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm driving, and I'm making a right turn, and every time it's so motion sensitive that I make the right turn,
it shows notifications.
So I make the right turn, and I have a straightaway, so naturally my eyes glance off just slightly down at my wrist, and it says,
to see that devastating news,
Harry Potter star Alan Rickman, and I was like,
What if it just
I was like, what a hard week it's been, man.
Yeah.
Fresh into 2016, literally second weekend, we have these two bombs dropped on us, legends in the industry.
Yeah, these guys are masters of the craft that they were pursuing, so it wasn't like something expected. I mean, no one even knew. I mean, people were slightly aware Bowie was sick, but no one knew how bad it was.
Right.
And
He just had a birthday, literally 2 or 3 days before his death.
One actually just shocked me. I was very shocked by that. And also, I totally forgot he actually played in the first Die Hard movie. Killed it, though.
Yeah, he did. He did a great
I
job.
forgot he was the villain that became a Christmas classic. And then, of course, I didn't realize it, but the guy who actually directed the Warcraft movie, his name, he renamed himself Tim Duncan. David Bowie's actually his father.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, and he posted on Twitter. He was like, "Hey, going away for a little bit, so it's sad news." And I totally forgot.
You know what?
about
That's
it.
where I initially heard the news. I never
Yeah.
put two and two together, but that's definitely where I heard the name before.
Wow.
And the way I've been seeing Alan Rickman, it shouldn't be funny. It shouldn't be anything. But it was like he mastered the art of discerning figure in a movie. So the hit and beat looking down on you, he mastered the art form.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If I could pick a ghost to be haunted by, I would pick Alan Rickman.
You sure?
So we have the ghost.
Because he'd be in your room and you'd be putting a shirt on in the morning like, Harry Potter, not sure about that one.
Yeah, I feel like his hate would be real. He'd be like, try again. And like it'd just be like, oh, okay, Alan, sorry, Alan.
That his
Really?
disapproval is more terrifying than the "Am I gonna go to hell for this?" thought that you have. Like, oh God,
honestly,
I don't know about
let's
this.
say just say you bring someone over, and he'd be like, I don't like her, and like, what do you do after that? You just have to tell her to go home.
You gotta. I don't know, but what an amazing. What amazing individuals. And if you haven't or never have listened to David Bowie, if you only listen to one David Bowie song, listen to Heroes. It's awesome.
You'll memorize it too. I'm sure you've heard it. As soon as you hear it, you'll be like, wow, that was him. And
Yeah, it's an epic way to celebrate his life. So thank you
Yeah, thank you.
for all that you've done.
Much love to all you guys.
Real quick, guys, what we're going to do, I want to kick off the PS Plus and Games with Gold for January 2016. So if you're on your PlayStation or your Xbox One, this is what you got to look forward to picking up for free this week. We got Dragon Age Origins on PlayStation, Grim Fandango Remastered, Hardware Rivals, which looked like it had the potential to be like another Rocket League, like, holy shit, this could be one of those fun co-op, like, vehicle games.
was it a letdown?
I don't know.
It's not. It's not what you think it is.
It's not exactly. It's not what you think it is. It's like the toys you would see, the commercials for toys when you were younger. It had like the perfect set, the perfect backdrop. It's the perfect weather outside. Everything looked. Then you get it home and you're like, oh, this looks kind of shitty on my counter. You know?
That happened a lot.
I've been there.
to
it's
me
kinda
as
like
a
that.
kid. Yeah.
Leave the
You get
packaging
the
on.
fluorescent lights on it.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Fucking cold reality beating down on your.
I'll never forget the first thing that really let
Hot
me
Wheel.
down is like I bought a Nerf gun at the dollar store and the spring inside actually bounced out of the gun and went into my knee. So that was the kind of the first time I was like, wow, that's a
What?
letdown.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude, the gun just fell apart when I shot it. It literally just crumbled and the spring just went boop and then it just right into
You
the
sure
knee.
it wasn't like one of those Busby guns?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I've had nothing but good experience with Nerf guns.
I did take an arrow to the knee. Ba-da-da.
Do you remember those foam disc guns? Those were the shit.
They were.
I would stand. Like,
Oh, the Nerf. Nerf has their own new version of that.
really?
You can snipe someone with them. They're incredible. I have a
The disc
shotgun.
with a foam disc.
It sounds like I just want to go downtown, take one of those things, and just snipe
Get
people like
thrown out
Mick
of
said. He said
multiple bars.
snipe people with it.
And
Well,
and
here's the
but-
thing. My friends and I one summer got really carried away with Nerf guns.
Yeah.
So my friend Jordan and I drove we just got a wild hair up our ass, and we drove about 40 minutes away to the nearest Toys R Us. And if you haven't been in a Toys R Us in years, it's like suddenly getting put in the world of Mad Max. It is not what you remember.
No.
It's just a barren wasteland. But there were Nerf guns there.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, a month later, every single one of us had spent over $200 on Nerf guns.
I remember you made me spend money when you were in Florida. Hey, have you been to Toys R Us lately, Just? No, yeah, fuck it, let's go in. And
I didn't make that trip.
I impulsively bought like a $20 Mega Man amiibo. Mick's riding around on bicycles. We're taking display bikes, like kids' bikes, off the rack so he can ride around the store. Just
Wow.
causing all kinds of problems.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I saw you in my store, I hate both of you.
Oh yeah.
But oddly enough, me and Justin were just talking today how we're looking at the calendar trying to schedule E3 dates.
Yeah.
Because we're so excited for Mick to come back down and
Tuesday,
get ready
Wednesday,
to,
Thursday, July 4th.
Yeah.
June
So
14th. Yeah,
we're
yeah.
already looking at that, Mick. So get that called
You
off.
mean the week that I totally lose my diet and I gain back all the weight I lost?
That's the one.
That happened last time.
That's the
too.
same week.
Sounds about
Mick,
right.
Mick comes into town. Everything just goes.
Yeah, but we're excited for that.
This is why they keep me on the computer.
Yeah.
You can't be trusted. You can't be trusted.
Keep our waistlines in check.
Yeah, really. Until he
And our
gets in
sobriety.
town.
Because he has that metabolism,
That's right.
not us.
I hate it
discussed this.
so much, but I'm just because I'm jealous.
All right, I'm gonna continue.
Yeah,
the
with that
list.
Yeah.
History, Legends of War. This is for PS4, remember, or PS3 or Vita. I'm just listing them as consoles. Medal of Honor, Warfighter, and Nylumbra. So that total retail value for PlayStation, assuming you have all three platforms, is $109.94. Now let's jump over to the Games with Gold front. This first one really got me excited. Killer Instinct Season 1 review. If you have an Xbox One and haven't played that game for some reason, now is the time. I mean, we got Season 3 coming up in March. We got the Battletoad coming on. We got some other characters. It is a very sound fighting game.
Yeah, games with gold always seem to be
They're
pretty
tough.
solid games.
They have really strengthened their armor. It's like they go for quality, not quantity. That's what I kind of like about it.
Yeah,
I like
but
that
they do a
too.
better job of timing their exclusives as far as front end of the month versus back end.
Right.
Where
Now,
PlayStation is just, all you can eat buffet.
I'm directing this to Mick to download Killer Instinct Season 1.
He'll get it.
Oh, I did it. You'll be happy with me. I did it.
You got all the characters? Season 1 characters.
Whatever. Oh, maybe. Let's see. I'll go back on my Xbox tonight.
Okay.
Make sure
we'll discuss this.
Get that sorted out.
We shall discuss this. So we got Killer Instinct Season 1, Zeros, which is like heroes with a Z in front of it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm ignorant of this game, but I'm sharing it. Dirt Showdown Review, that's a 360. And then I believe it'll be January 15th when this posts, so I can say it. Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Ooh.
For 360, which also is stated to be a backwards compatible game later on for Xbox One. Game is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is.
that game.
Man.
God, do I love that game.
Looking at these two lists, though.
Yeah.
Looking at these two lists, I see Dragon Age, huge game. I see Grim Fandango, huge, big deal in the community.
Right.
And then I see Killer Instinct, huge game. It's like
They're
it's
great.
Battle of Titans. There's Titans going against Titans right now.
$89.96.
Everyone's fighting for your wallet right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me that year membership. I know you got the New Year's money. Let's go for a full year.
Right.
Yeah, tax return coming. Here you go.
That's-
Come spend your cash.
And I mean, you got to think too. Like, if you have either one of these machines, if you have a PS4 and Xbox One in your home, you're doing yourself a disservice not having the online component or the gold or
Yeah,
plus.
no, I completely agree.
But I think we've all let it slide for a few months. Sometimes things get tight. You got to do what you got to do, but you got to have it.
But from a marketing standpoint, to come in with a new year with games as big as this, I think it's brilliant. I really do, from both ends.
Now, Michelangelo, Mick.
Yes.
I want to. Oh God, he's like, I hate him. He's doing it. People did this to me all throughout early high school. I want to direct this next.
It happens now.
I want to
It's
direct
never
Are
going to
you
change.
doing what I think you're
He's
doing?
doing it.
Wow,
Help
you
myself.
gotta just
from one Italian to another. So, TNMT, Mutants in Manhattan, screenshots and achievements leaked. It's Platinum Games, the guys who did Bayonetta, the guys who did Transformers Devastation. What else have they done recently? Some of their older work was they did this really awesome game for PS3. Can't think of the name right now, but it was.
We'll take your word.
You take my word for it.
I'll take your word.
Platinum
Yeah.
Games. They did the Wonderful 101 for Wii U, so they have a good caliber. They have a good lineup, but lately it's been slipping a little bit. They have announced the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. It looks pretty sick, dude. It looks like a third-person Borderlands. It looks awesome. The screenshots that I saw.
Well, the cell shaded graphics will do that.
Oh, yeah,
That's good.
naturally.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, I'm surprised they actually went with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Not a lot of companies do go with that type of shade look, to be honest. I think it looks beautiful.
It's great.
Yeah.
It looks timeless.
The reason I'm a fan of it, is for the timeless appeal.
Yeah.
You can turn back that game in, I want to say 3 to 5 years from now, and you'll be like, still looks as good as the day I played it, because cell shaded 3D graphics are not going to look better
Right.
at any point. If they look better years from now,
Well,
sorry.
I mean, and it just looks badass. It doesn't look. The new Nickelodeon cartoon has a certain softness to it, and that kind of turns me off a little bit. But this game looks ballsy. This game looks like something that I could get behind. And what we have is an M rating in Australia,
Ooh.
which isn't
They're a little softer over there.
isn't
yeah.
saying much.
You have to realize
Yeah.
he swung the sword M rating. Can't
Yeah,
deal.
That's it. Yep.
Can't deal. Too violent.
I think
too
he
violent.
said shit. M.
Yeah. Oh, kids are gonna have nightmares for the rest of their lives. You know, the fact that they're probably turtles that talk probably gave it an M
Well,
rating.
the fact that
Can you imagine
think
some
that's what-
Australian rating service like, oh, these fucking turtles are talking. I can't tell. This is some demon shit. This one's getting an M.
Yeah,
this
like
is getting an M.
you have to understand,
Turtles are talking.
it's gonna make a holiday where it's gonna be like, Australians, we're gonna go hunting for turtles today. We can't get them to talk.
I think over in Australia, turtles are the last thing on this goddamn planet that they have to worry about. There's killer snakes. There's killer kangaroos. They could do one jump kick and knock you into next week.
I didn't realize how aggressive these kangaroos were. I knew that they caused problems, but I didn't know to the magnitude of which they did. They're
Listen, the way they get mean is sometimes people cause it. Like, they'll go out there and be like, oh, a tough guy, and all of a sudden the kangaroo's be like, listen here, tough guy.
You have
And they'll
some
kick
New
you in the
Yorkers
face,
going.
Yeah.
And you deserve it, though.
If every other tourist in the world tried to box you, I would have a bad attitude too.
Fair enough.
Like
Can
honestly,
you imagine what life is like as a kangaroo? Like
Constant joke.
it's like what a Southerner thinks America is like. Like there's danger around every corner.
Well, they're living up to some Anthony Anderson like 2002 movie stereotype of Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah.
Where it was this CGI kangaroo, and everyone's just trying to live around that, and the kangaroos are like, "Hey, mate, just we're just trying to chill."
not only that, the kangaroo lets you swing first every time.
We did the.
It ain't scared.
We did that event where we were helping with like fostered animals, and there were 2 or 3 kangaroos.
Oh yeah,
and they were sweet as could be.
yeah, no, that was legit.
One was letting me pet his stomach and everything.
I went up and pet that kangaroo, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm waiting for him to get up and just bite me in the ear or something.
Yeah,
but he
well,
didn't.
you gotta let him hit
kicked you.
puberty first.
He could-
They get me
No,
at puberty
I was
then.
waiting for him to bite me in the
Yeah,
ear.
I got you.
once they get a little bit of chest hair, you'll see him in the corner. They'll be shadow boxing.
I think it's some HGH. That's when they.
I've
Yeah.
been seeing this imager, and it's called like when you're so ripped, and it's a kangaroo just flexing the full time, and he is ripped to the max, and it's terrifying.
Emasculating.
Like honestly, and he just like when he does is like he even like flexes his muscles. He brings it out, but he brings it up hard, like he's still flexing.
Yeah.
it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. I love
It
it.
looks great. They get you going,
great.
Sean.
The
so
kangaroo's
tough.
got some serious vasculature.
Yeah, I feel like that's the guy who I ask, what should I do, bud? And he'll tell me.
Well, I think this Ninja Turtle game honestly has some potential.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
The other game was Vanquish. It just came to me.
Yeah.
Oh, the one you were thinking of. Okay.
Yeah. So I think this game has potential. I think if it comes with the right character and the right cowabunga, that it will have some.
I just think it has a place in the market to be completely honest, because I feel like it's just been recently revitalized with the movie. It's been
Right.
revitalized with
God,
the TV show on
the first
Nickelodeon.
one.
So it's like
the sequel. Something about that trailer made me smile. I know it was a fucking.
The new
just a
one just looks
cheeseball
so
fest.
fun.
Right, yeah,
It looks
fun.
like so much fun. When I saw it, I was like, all right. And we've upgraded. Megan Fox actually lifts her shirt up a little bit. So I was like, upgrading already. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was just, it looked a lot of fun. Just the idea of what's going on. And then they bring up Bebop and Rocksteady, which is like the rhino and the pig.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, so excited. And then, of course, I'm a huge fan of Stephen Amell from Arrow.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, you got me.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Nerdgasm.
Casey Jones.
Yeah, Casey Jones, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be great.
there's a lot to love there.
Now, recently these turtles they crept up in some Batman comics,
That's true.
and I was
Yeah.
I just immediately my mind went, oh, those are like some slimy Killer Croc relatives. Like there is some stuff going on in the sewers.
Yeah.
Like what is going on? I haven't read them, so
Yeah, my mind immediately went to the Google. So I went to the Google and I researched the shit out of it because I was
Yeah.
just so curious.
They
was
did really
fascinating.
well, like rating wise.
So yeah, rating wise, it's like, hey, it's cool, and it's like, hey,
Yeah.
they did it before. If you haven't heard, and I was like, oh
Really?
no, I haven't heard. So then I looked into it further, and honestly, I think that it's gonna be one of those things that I don't read comics. I don't read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I read a little bit of Batman. I can't say I'm Mr. Wiggles over here when it comes to Batman knowledge, but I might pick it up just out of the curiosity in my heart.
Yeah.
My heart and in my brain.
Oh man, Batman, what a great guy.
yeah.
So yeah, obviously.
Well, I think like the whole the way Batman was trained and like the the ninja Ronin tendencies of the turtles would make for a really good like, oh listen, we were trained too, bud.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's
We look-
interesting. I hope when I am gonna read the comic eventually, I hope he doesn't just like allow them in because
Right.
like for instance, as we're seeing in this BVS, he doesn't trust things that aren't human.
No,
That's the point of him. So I hope it's kind of like this weird thing, and then all of a sudden, like maybe I don't know. It just he can't be like, oh, what's up, turtles? What's up, guys? And they
feel
just
like he
all
can't
shake
touch Batman.
hands, calabunga.
Well, I mean, if
Like,
you got
he's probably
Yeah, can you imagine Batman saying cowabunga and he rips off on a skateboard?
honestly, I'd rip the comic book in half and throw it away.
yeah, Nick, that happened. It's the Arkham Knight. We talked about this with his with his monster themed stupid camo pants.
that's literally the combination. Right
He's
there.
crushing down full throttles.
Yeah,
He's the type of asshole too, the Arkham Knight. He just crushes the monster can after he crumples it with his hand and throws it to the ground and stomps on it.
He literally
like,
bangs,
oh,
he
yeah.
actually bangs it on his head. He goes, ugh, and just
no.
lets it go. His name is Logan.
No, stop.
that's a deep cut.
Yeah,
We don't need to go there.
Cut
Yeah,
deep, bro.
again, like I said earlier, I was playing Life is Strange, and the first character that she recognizes as a douchebag in that universe is this guy named Logan, and he's got his Letterman's jacket on, and I'm just like, oh, what a shocker! Like we preconceived this,
But have we been doing Manic Puppy long enough where we can make references to old shows? Is that a thing? Like, it's
I mean,
kind
we're
of
at
weird.
40
It's weird to
episodes.
think about because we made that maybe 10, 15 episodes back now, maybe even older.
God, I don't know.
So yeah, the whole theme of the Logan character was the guy that backs up into a parking spot and
with a monster sticker.
Yeah, if you listen to it, I went on a
big truck.
huge thing. It was so bad. I just remember ripping. And I was like, yeah, this guy, when you're in a parking garage, you're trying to get to class.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm so tough and cool. I need to actually back into my parking spot. He gets out,
bad feelings.
Monster freaking jacket. Like, oh, I'm sponsored by Monster, bro. And just his name is Logan.
No, people do.
Oh,
no.
Exactly. People do it.
Travel to the real South. You will see it every day.
They wear that underneath. Yeah.
No, they wear it on top of everything. Trust me, I actually refuse to drink Monster.
I just had an image. Oh my god.
I drink the Red Bull, the sugar free.
Hate that guy. Fuck Logan.
They got a good marketing campaign, that Red Bull.
So
Right, you've got a big rubbery one for marketing today.
Hey, you have any?
Using marketing speak. You said revitalize.
What just happened?
You said revitalize the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle brand.
Wow. Do you have a problem
Busted.
with my speak? All right, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. If we want to talk ad campaigns, I'll talk a beautiful ad campaign with you right now.
well, I was gonna jump into an ad campaign we got going
My
on.
quick one was it's a Japanese Pepsi commercial. It's
Oh,
about
Jesus.
the Monkey King. So if you get spare time, it's an 8-minute ad campaign for Pepsi Cola and Heritage. Monkey King, Google it.
Monkey King.
Really
Okay.
really fun ad. It's translated in English, but naturally the whole ad's in a different language.
Interesting.
But the message still carries over. It's very fluid, very excellent.
I was gonna talk about the marketing campaign of Tom Clancy's The Division partnering with Microsoft. They announced the Xbox One 1 TB bundle. It will be released on March 8th for $399.99.
That is hype. This
This is
game.
an actual release date. It's concrete. If you don't have an Xbox One yet and you want to get the bundle, that's a pretty sick deal.
This game, I am so fucking thrilled, man.
too, dude.
You really shouldn't be.
Because as someone who played like DayZ,
Right.
and like that kind of has the same type of relevance and everything, and like I can play with friends now as a team.
Right.
I can fight other people. We can kill them, take their stuff. I
take your
play
stuff.
games like this all the time.
If you turn on me, those of you that are on my friends list, if you turn on me and you take my stuff, you will get an immediate options, remove friend, delete friend, whatever it says. You will be gone.
The way
you will be damned.
The way I see it
it's
is
so
it says
hype.
options invite, and then it says Justin Giangiuli has invited you to play Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna have your
and
way.
You stand against a car when I have my pump action shotgun.
No,
that's how we settle this.
This
Yeah.
This game is hype. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
gonna
have
kill
a good
you.
time with it. No, you won't.
Oh.
Man,
Threats.
Well, I love it. I want it.
I like the idea of the solitude that you can have in this game. Now, I don't know how much you can play alone or how much you have to play with friends, but I know there is a single player element to this game, and I want to explore that aspect just as much as I want the multiplayer because I want to feel the like Will Smith, I Am Legend, like.
Oh, I'm telling you right now. Here's a
type of feel.
Crazy Wiggles theory. There is gonna be some type of zombies in this game.
You think?
I think it's.
Jesus, Sean.
Yeah, listen.
Even on the video cast, there's nothing sacred.
I was right on the Batman one.
Hey,
So
can we get
off
some
me,
tin
bud.
foil for his head?
I was right about the Batman one. So therefore,
It wasn't hard to be right.
I mean, I was right.
It wasn't hard to be right on that.
It was.
All you gotta do
It's
is read
never
one
easy
comic
to make
book.
a theory and be right, Mick. It's a masterpiece. It's called It's just an art of development.
I still think your Poe theory is a
I lose
steaming
sleep
sack of
over
shit.
My
that.
Poe theory
I lose
is so
sleep over
fucking
that, Sean.
legit that when it happens, Mick's gonna get a tattoo that goes, "Sean's right."
I'm also
Wow.
gonna tattoo a fucking monster logo to your forehead.
I'll rename myself Logan if you do that.
There you go. There you go. I can't wait. for
Logan the
that.
Despicable.
Just another reason to look forward to the new Star Wars, I guess.
Huh?
That's just another new reason to look forward to the new Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sean being
we
right.
never
Sean
said
being
Star Wars.
wrong and
Sean,
getting a
if you're
tattoo
wrong.
on his
Sean
forehead.
being right. It's just right. I like that. Sean's right. Sounds right.
But
Yeah.
excuse me for going back to the topic.
Tramp
here.
stamp.
But we were talking about the Division. I've been swearing since E3 that of the Tom Clancy releases, this was going to be my game. This was the one of the three.
It still can be.
So Siege came out, Division's coming out, and there was what, Rainbow Six? Was it, or Rainbow?
Rainbow
came
Six turned out to Rainbow Six
Siege.
Yeah.
Wildlands.
So Siege came out.
Wildlands. That's the one, Mick.
Wildlands is the third one I was thinking of.
I think that one's gonna be.
So I think that's going to be everyone's one. But until then, I'm going to kind of jump on the Division's boat for a while just because I think it's going to be kind of revolutionary in the sense that we haven't had a multiplayer game like this.
Right.
Where it seems like it's exclusive multiplayer abilities, whatever the hell. And there's going to be the single player element, but it's kind of encouraging to go with a group. Yeah. But if you want to do the loner thing to get your better loot, get your better this, it's going to have it. So it's going to create a kind of a new genre when it comes to a first. I think it's third though, shooter.
Right. Yeah, it's a third person shooter, yeah.
That's what I'm most excited for, is just to get that new experience when it comes to a third person shooter.
Yeah.
So it's like Gears of War. We've never seen. I mean, we have seen something like that.
It just has an MMO aspects to it, which is what I like. And it's going to have a story to it, and the amount of customization you can do, the fact that you progress your character, you level them up, you get new abilities, which they just released a new trailer for that showed new abilities being used, like, because you have your healer sometimes along those lines. Like,
right.
It looks really exciting to me, and honestly, this is like, man, I'm going to take a break from WoW. I really want to play the Division with you guys.
Thank God. There's more than that game to take a break from WoW. I could give you like 10 reasons.
Give me one.
Well, the Division.
Okay, WoW. The Division. I said that's fine. I'm going to take it.
Division's one. Your health.
I'm in great shape. I lost weight. Please continue.
Mental. This is mental.
Oh, mental. Yeah, I'm gone.
You can look as good as you want.
Losing weight for forgetting to eat doesn't count.
If we're talking
Nintendo,
strictly video game wise,
yeah,
probably anything Nintendo. I'd suggest you pick up a Wii U immediately.
Wait. No.
That is a facial reaction just for the fans doing the video cast with us. That's all I wanted to do.
That's not how it works,
That's
guys.
all I wanted.
Yeah.
So, Sean, I think personally that if you have the funds, that you should get an Xbox One, and we get the Division for that.
Yeah, I know. I
like that idea.
That's
Buy the bundle.
Of a debate. The bundle sounds pretty good.
Yeah, for $400. Yeah, that
could be
appropriate.
a thing.
Because I don't want to use anything other than that controller.
Right.
Anymore. Like that, it's awesome.
Well, listen, you say,
and we raved
it's
about
an elite controller. He says PC Master Race. So I mean I don't know, like, to be elite compared to a Master Race, it's kind of like.
Not only that, I can use the elite on my PC. It doesn't matter.
This all sounds like crazy talk right now. You guys sound like you're part of cults. So we will be right back. We're going to talk about Nintendo's new boss, and then we're going to jump into Manic Mail Time, our new segment where we got a bunch of listeners that wrote in and got some questions and comments for us. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back, listeners. We had to grab some beverages here, so thank you. If you are drinking, we are glad you're joining us. If you're not,
cheers.
Cheers. So, real quick, we're going to jump back into Nintendo's new president and his plans for 2016. Guys, in an interview with Japanese newspaper, the new Nintendo president, Tatsumi Kimishima, has laid out his plans for the company for 2016, focusing on the NX, smartphone apps, theme parks, and more. Now, one of these things that caught my attention was that he stressed the NX, he wants to surprise fans with new ideas instead of simply building on old ones. That's all fine and dandy. That's what you're supposed to do with a new console. Didn't care about that statement.
Yeah, you know what the biggest surprise of that console is going to be?
PR speak for me.
It comes out in 2019.
Bullshit. Comes out this year, dude. The Wii U is a burning Viking ship right now.
I just wanted to get it out of you. Yeah. But anyway, you can continue.
Want to fire me up?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He said that the company's smartphone and theme park initiatives are progressing well, but he hopes to license Nintendo IP to things such as TV, anime, and movies. That's what excites me.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I don't see why Kirby can't be a Pixar film.
But isn't right now Netflix? Aren't they doing Zelda?
Yes, yeah, they are. But like
that could be part of the point.
Look at all the properties that Pixar has done, like The Good Dinosaur and Inside Out, and these films that we see that really, no matter what they are, they absolutely crush at the box office. Why can't you do that with Kirby? Why can't you do that with the Imagine a Legend of Zelda movie done in like gorgeous Pixar and IMAX 3D. Well, people would lose their shit.
And the only thing he says is, "Hey."
Yeah, that's where you come to the problem where Pixar has to pick up your IP and they have to have faith in it and rate your script.
When it's at Universal theme park, that's not going to be a stretch.
It won't be as much of a stretch, but for right now, it's still far
when
off.
Disney inevitably owns Nintendo, because they own everything now. When they inevitably own Nintendo, maybe we'll get this, but until then, I treat Nintendo like an episode of Hoarders. They're just like cradling all their games and bringing them into this neat little pile and setting it on fire. And then every year they take out the pieces that didn't get burned and then just make new shitty versions of the same games.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a bundle of joy.
Hey,
No, in all seriousness,
I'm loving
Nintendo's
Triforce
made some
Heroes,
good
so
games.
leave me alone.
Well, I mean, even TV anime, guys. Let's stay on track with the Netflix, Crunchyroll, Hulu Plus strategy, where maybe we're not talking Pixar and we're not talking Hollywood blockbusters. Maybe we're like, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a Fire Emblem anime. It's an exclusive with Netflix. It's
Easily.
10 episodes.
I mean, the perfect example of that
That's
working
perfect.
is Marvel. I mean, hello, Jessica Jones per episode had an average 5 million people watching every episode. That's money. It looks fantastic. Jessica Jones, by the way, is out of nowhere. Nobody really knows
cares.
Jessica Jones.
No one cared. Like,
you
I
know?
didn't care about her.
And
100%.
it was a fantastic
But I loved it.
show.
Now we got Cage. Now we got, you know.
Iron Fist, Daredevil season 2, March 18th. The
Punisher
hype is real.
spinoff.
Jessica Jones
And,
season
yeah.
2 just got announced officially.
Exactly. So if Nintendo was like, let's do a deal with Netflix, it'd be so smart.
But nothing will climb the mountains of the Happy Madison film, The Ridiculous Six, the highest streamed movie of all time.
Well, it's not even a movie; it's a TV show.
No,
it's a movie.
film.
It wasn't really a movie. I thought it was a TV.
Yeah, it was a bad movie, but it was a movie.
one-off. You don't even know if it was a bad movie. We did
I
not watch
know
it.
that I watched enough where I've had enough.
I mean, I saw the reviews on it, honestly, and that
It's-
was enough.
It's like, it's like
It
when
was a
someone
shame
says,
of a movie.
I made it.
That's
I
like
made
that.
it 10 seconds into the trailer.
I made it 10 minutes into the film and I was done.
I would
But
rather be
let's-
drawn and quartered than watch a new. And then there's the real Rob show with Rob Schneider. I would
Yeah, I mean, Rob
actually
Schneider's a
headbutt
shit.
a moving train before I watch
My
that.
name is Rob.
He has his own mine. Yeah, it's Rob, whatever it is. But let's jump back to Nintendo. Let's talk about them,
Sorry.
whatever their plans are for the
Right.
future. So you said it, anime announces. I think Fire Emblem, great example. But let's talk about one of the first animes to even be westernized. Fucking Pokemon. To bring that over, to put it on what it was, Kids WB, and to play that weekly.
I
Kids
remember
tuning in. They've
begging
never
mom.
even seen.
I remember begging mom to skip Sunday school one week because there was a new Pokemon marathon. out,
Right.
and
So-
I got away with it.
But we've never seen that art style
Oh,
as
it was
far as
great.
kids our age. So we were 90s kids growing
What a
up.
waste of a Sunday, huh?
You know,
nerd. No, I'm kidding.
97, 98.
I lost so much cartoon viewing due to Sunday school. Oh my, or CCD.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, my question is, Pokemon, isn't it still on?
It is. It's on season 14 right now.
So it's kind of hard to
can stream-
revamp. I just think they need to come out with something fresh, something new.
Exactly. So maybe you take away your Ash Ketchum or your Red Trainer, whatever you're calling the trainer at this point in time. I honestly haven't tuned in.
It's still Ash.
It's still
And
Ash.
Brock is still there.
Well, I knew it was Ash,
Brock's
but
the
I
boss for
don't
life.
know if they called him that. But I mean, maybe I know they've done their movies where it was more of the Pokemon Dungeon, where it was exclusively focusing on the Pokemon.
20th anniversary, we're getting remastered
It's
films.
huge. The
of-
20th anniversary
yeah.
Pokemon celebration is absolutely huge. Mm-hmm. So to see what they're going to do with that, along with this new president announcement,
Yeah.
I think we're going to see something big for Pokemon this year.
Pokemon
on the
Go,
screens.
Pokemon
On screens. No,
yeah.
I'm saying TV, movie, something's going to
Yeah,
happen.
I would.
That's
I would
part of
be
the celebration.
totally down for that. I mean,
Just saying, something animated. That's
Yeah.
a Sean Wiggins prediction. But from
No, my theory is much more intense.
open world MMO.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
you forgot
That's what they need.
zombies. You forgot
Poe
random
just going
cameos.
nuts. Yeah, just
good
all this
guys
fun
turning
stuff.
bad.
Zombie Man erodes Zombie Mon erodes from hell.
I hate Mick.
Hops in
Listen.
Poe's X-wing, corrupts Poe, drives that
Dude, it
X-wing
makes so much
into
Listen,
the
I
Batcave.
never it's not good guy goes bad. Good guy is manipulated to being bad. It's totally different. Mind control. It's part of the Force. It's a power. Oh my God, it's gonna happen.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I read
so,
that ability was
I read
really
that
working
somewhere.
well when he, destroyed the entire evil base. Spoilers.
Dude, you know what's funny?
He
I swear
doesn't
to God,
care.
I swear to God, I read that somewhere. I think it might
Yeah.
have been in Sean's mental patient script. Like when I was reading his medical records, when he was checked into the asylum, I literally read that. Does that count?
Listen,
What
the Arkham
flew
Asylum.
over the Wiggles nest?
Listen, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna happen. And you're all gonna be like, "Wow, Sean was right. He's awesome." And I'll be like,
That's
"Yeah,
good. Good
I
for
am."
you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if you guys have had enough of Smash,
I'll see you in the asylum.
or you want
Yeah.
some more Street Fighter, or you're in between those realms, Nintendo has officially announced that Pokken Tournament will launch on the Wii U on March 18th. So, those who purchase the first production run of Pokken Tournament will be able to receive a special Shadow Mewtwo amiibo card, which can be used in order to unlock the Shadow Mewtwo playable character in the game. That sounds like a lot of fun. We first learned that Pokken Tournament would be headed to the Wii U several months ago, and we also learned that both Pikachu Libre, which, God, that sounds so dope, doesn't it?
Oh, that's so cool.
I love Pikachu.
Yeah.
I almost named my dog Pikachu.
And-
that was a close runner-up to naming my dog Toshi was Pikachu.
Toshi.
Yep, Toshi was almost named Pikachu.
Yeah, we got some clips, too. I don't know if we're doing this pre-show or post-show or during, but there will be some clips of these Manic Puppies.
Yeah. But you know what's funny about the March 18th the Pokken tournament announcement? Mm-hmm. There was actually a separate announcement that I made.
10 days after the division, and also BVS happens that month.
I will
Big
be
month.
a proud owner of that game on day one. That is my proud announcement.
absolutely.
There's a lot going on in
I'll be right
March.
there with you.
Yeah, I'm
BBS,
excited. I'm excited.
Daredevil, Division, a lot of stuff actually.
Yep. So there's going to be 16 playable Pokemon to fight as, and 20 non-playable, just kind of like background Pokemon. Although they are sure that the roster will grow through future DLC.
100%.
So that is something for all Pokemon fans to check out.
Happy
Are you guys
20th.
ready for a new segment?
Yeah, I've
Listeners,
been
are you
actually
ready?
really excited for this, guys.
What we're going to
Very
do,
excited.
and Mick, I want you to sing it. We are going to do our segment here called Manic Mail Time. We got listener questions, comments, concerns. Write to manicpuppypodcast@gmail.com. If you want to be on the show, send us an email or tweet at us at manicpuppy on Twitter. We will gladly answer your questions. We will listen to you bitch, if that's what you choose to do, or we will listen to you gloat about the games that you play. Mick, give them that theme song.
Oh, God. The mail is here, it never fails. It makes me wanna wag my tail. When it comes, I wanna wail. Mail.
Thank you.
That's gonna
Thank you,
haunt
thank
us
you.
in 10 years.
Yeah,
That's
that just
one
happened.
thing I could never watch myself dance to or watch you sing, but I'm glad we did
Nope,
it.
I did it. Me and Sean just
Yeah, we actually
embarrassed
both,
ourselves.
we both did it. Actually, we
Jazz
did.
hands.
Spirit
yeah.
fingers.
Oh, God.
All I'm gonna say is never again.
Never again. Yeah,
All right.
until next episode.
All right. Hey, guys. Ethan from Hillian Bandicoots.
What's up,
Ethan? Shout out to them, Hillian Bandicoots on YouTube. Awesome show.
Love it. Love
Saw
their
you
Zelda
were
stuff.
reading.
Really do.
Yeah. Saw you were reading listener questions on the podcast, so I thought I'd ask one. Which game would you most like to see get the VR treatment? Personally, I'd love a VR Portal game for full immersion. Looking forward to coming on the podcast in 2016. Keep up the good work, Ethan. Well, we did do a little bit of VR talk last week, but
I'd love to see Portal.
Portal's a
Yeah.
phenomenal choice.
Yeah, I mean, to top that, I don't know.
Any real big game with a ton of immersion just sounds amazing to me.
Yeah.
Like just, the environment. I mean, it's the idea, but I mean, like, I guess I'll just go and say what game I'd love to have virtual reality.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's going to be one because we just honestly, if WoW had virtual reality, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I'd
that'd
And
be-
I know
I'd
you
stick
may
a
be
Nerf gun
wondering
in my
why,
mouth.
but literally, this game has
waste.
this game has more landscapes and more environment than any game you'll play.
No, that's I got to give you that.
Like the environments it has, because they're all different and they look great.
Well, that's also another reason to
it's
be very
exciting.
doable on VRs for the graphic capabilities. But
Yeah, but honestly, that'd be my choice anyway. That or Dead Space, but that's because it's
yeah, for the
fun,
horror
and I'm
genre. Yeah,
excited
we did
for
talk about that a little bit.
I was thinking about this, and a game that I really liked last generation was Dishonored, and one of my favorite things to do in that game was to do stealth takedowns. So even if it was a smaller version, a little bit tighter, just doing a first-person assassin game to be able to look over a railing, see a target, and then press a button or do a motion where you dive in, assassinate the person. You're in first person still, and then to stealth your way around would be awesome. Like that or Mirror's Edge, I think would be
especially
really
the
cool.
combat scenes of virtual reality. You actually have to block. You actually have to do a real fight.
Yeah,
It'd be legit.
I would be really, really into that. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, there's 30 guys coming at you. Like you can keep it really tight, whatever the graphics would need to handle. But I would love a Dishonored VR.
I took this question a little differently. I think.
Yeah.
My game is actually Rocket League. I think to see like a first person driving point of view.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
I'd
that's
throw up.
very realistic. I think it's it'd be very nauseating. But I mean to see early on,
Yeah.
I think that's very doable to have a driving perspective, and then it's as much as you can handle.
Because you
with
could just
your
move your head.
capacity
You'd
for spatial awareness. Yeah, what were you saying, Mick?
I see. You'd snap your neck trying to find the ball.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I think that would just add to the fun and the amount of things that you can complain about. But to just
Quadriplegic. Is that how you say it?
I mean, I think that would be my choice. I just think you're going to see a lot of sports games coming out year one VR. So to see something as big as Rocket League come to VR, that would be huge for me, and that would make me probably pick up a headset.
Off-screen shot was Dead or Alive volleyball.
I wonder why
Totally
he
dope.
chose that.
Totally dope.
It's a good thing you said that because honestly, you just see me and you randomly start laughing. Just
Yeah.
like randomly, I'm like, oh god.
Mick, what do you want to see?
Yeah, I'm not imaginative. I just a racing game like Forza.
First person Star Wars shit.
Yeah,
shooter.
yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Careful,
I want to be in
may
one of the
betray you.
seats.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I'd like it to
Okay.
rock. I mean, I'd also just like to drive a really fast car, so there's that option too.
We'll get you on the track.
Totally,
man.
totally
We'll make
understand.
that our very much money tier on Patreon. Mick drives a fast car and we record it. Something stupid.
The next Patreon goal will be fund Mick's funeral.
We only need $10. We're throwing him in a fucking river.
Just give me the Wii U Viking.
Jesus.
funeral.
Yeah,
Just
it's
arrow.
like Tim.
It'll be like the Baby Moses story, except like there won't be a basket with hay in it. We'll just throw him in the river. See if he floats.
Jesus, Justin.
Excuse
Or we could go
us.
Dexter style.
I love Mick. I
Don't
love
Dexter
poking
me.
him with these.
Yeah, I think we'd have to Dexter
Oh,
him.
Jesus.
I mean, well,
That's so
they'll find the
gruesome.
body.
You guys didn't kill me.
I'm sure when
Hopefully.
Ethan asked that question, he wanted to know our murder plans for Mick. So
Sorry, Ethan.
glad we
I'm
got there.
Dexter you
Sorry,
so hard.
sorry, Ethan, that you had to hear that.
You can't touch me. I am the laptop.
I'm gonna Dexter.
I'm in the
Next
ether.
up, hey there, Manic Puppy Podcast. It's at Spishdad. What is up, Sheeves? How are you? Awesome listener, awesome friend.
Buff Chiefs.
And I have a gaming question for you. I've been looking for a PS4 RPG to play that gives me an open world with unique and abundant quests/missions to complete. What RPGs are available that really give gamers the exciting role-playing action with lasting appeal?
And a little thing to add to that.
Yeah.
She had mentioned to me the other week, Fable. She's like, I've been looking for another Fable. Ooh. So I had two games come to mind. Me and Justin both did when we were recommending games.
Yeah.
So obviously, I want you to take the floor and explain.
I mean, naturally, Witcher 3 is like a big no-brainer. Like, if you want something that you sink your teeth into, you buy 5-6 games a year. This is no-brainer. You have to get this game. It will completely immerse you. It's well thought out. It's well written. The graphics are beautiful. The leveling system is challenging. I don't know what more to say about it other than that is exactly what I would recommend. I feel like that's what she described.
Right.
To me.
And my thing was, maybe you're sick of, wielding a sword, being in your fantasy, whatever.
Right.
I said Fallout, obviously. I think that's another safe bet for somebody trying to pick up a game once every couple months.
Yeah.
So that was my recommendation.
Yeah, they're both amazing games to play.
But for more Fable-like, obviously I'm going to side with Justin, even though I'm going to go against my own recommendation and say probably go Witcher.
Yeah.
Then she brought that, man. It makes me so sad. The first Witcher was first Fable was so good. That was my first real RPG fantasy game that I was like, oh my god, like actually what I do makes a difference in my character's appearance and everything as well.
Yeah.
That got me so excited. That was the first game I was like, I love this. Fable 2 was good. Fable 3 was okay. And then it just ever since then, and it just hasn't been the same. Like I miss my good Fable game.
Yeah,
honestly.
Peter Molyneux, he's a sneaky Pete. He's a real snake oil. He's a snake oil salesman.
Sneaky.
Yes, he was so into it though. He if there was an interview or something about it, he'd always be there, which was awesome. He loved it, but I don't know. You could tell like in the third one there, it just kind of didn't really live up anymore.
Yeah, Sean, I agree with you. I think the first one's the best one, and
First
that was the
100%.
first RPG I ever played. And I know this isn't really answering your question, Shiva. I'm sorry, but I remember I'd be referring to my character as me, like I just did this, I just did that, and be like, "Look, Mom,
Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic," because it would tell you like based off how much beer you drank, and that was like the first moment I ever saw my mom go, "Brr?" like to
And
a
you
video
weren't
game.
lying. And that was your mom texting you right now, huh? Telling you that you are an alcoholic indeed.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
So yeah, I would recommend if you want to dive back into Fable and replay it, if that's what you're looking for, go ahead. But if you want something new on that PS4 scale, go Witcher.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Go immerse yourself into that world. It's totally worth it.
Game of the year.
That's right. You can't go wrong there.
for good reason.
Next up, this is going to be our last question this week, guys. We got a little bit of time to go with here. Hey guys, it's Grant. Wanted to ask your opinions on the current state and future of VR. Do you think now it's still too early in development, and will it pick up in the future? Will altered reality parentheses HoloLens, do better than virtual reality, in parentheses Oculus or Vive, with tech advances. Keep up the amazing job, guys. Inspiration to me every day to continue making my content. Would love to collaborate with you on a podcast at some point in the future if you would have me. Grant Weaver, a.k.a. Infernos Gaming with no G.
Let's thank Grant for the well-worded question and how very
Grant.
punctual
I
that was.
have an opinion on that. I do agree with him, but I think the only way to make better VR...
Twitch.
Huh?
I was just saying, check Grant out on Twitch. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way to make VR better is to get something out there.
Yeah.
I think they have to get out there. HoloLens as well. I think it has to be put out there into a huge crowd with multiple. A lot of people have instead of just in a testing room with some people.
Right, they just announced
and that's the biggest way that they're gonna make it better. And of course it will get better.
Right.
Consoles are a perfect example. They get better every few years. New technology. That's just how it's gonna get.
Yep.
It's kind of
we
like
made the same argument.
It's almost like everyone's afraid to show their hand. The first VR, everyone's kind of waiting. It's gonna get ridiculed. It's gonna get praised for what it does but it's almost like we're not counting Virtual Boy. We're not counting anything. We're talking right now. We're talking current state of gaming. It's gonna be the first of its kind. It's gonna be like, well, they could have did this better. The battery. There has to be a first of everything. Look at the first iPod. Look at the iPhone. Like, imagine that span with virtual reality.
Yeah, that's just how it's gonna be. It's got to come out first.
Why don't you tell us your little dosage of VR for the first time, like actually headgear on?
Oh, I was at a science con in Orlando a few days ago, and it wasn't Oculus, it wasn't Vive, it wasn't anything like that. It was just some developer that was working on VR, and it was very basic. It was you're in a tank, so I had these two paddles in front of me, almost like flight controls. I didn't get to enjoy it as much as I wanted to because I didn't see any Clorox wipes. I didn't see any disinfectant spray. And I seen all these fucking Rugrats running around. So the whole time I'm doing it, I'm just like, I had a Larry David. I had a Larry David moment. I freaked out. And I just pictured all these germs that I was putting on my face. And I couldn't enjoy it. But aside from that, once I got
you neurotic mess.
It's the truth. So I'm sitting there and I got these paddles, and I'm trying to get into that. So I'm controlling the ship to the right and I'm controlling the ship to the left with the cannon, and I can then make the cannon go up and I can make the cannon go down. So I have total control over this, and then I can move the camera. And all it was this tank on this, like, it looked like Sonic the Hedgehog 3 where you collect all the blue spheres like that.
It was like an oval or a sphere that you were running on like a treadmill.
And I'm shooting at these balls, and then they break. When they actually had cool particle effects when they broke, which was impressive for the demo. Long story short, it didn't hit me until halfway that I should turn my head around left or right. And when I did that, I could then bring the cannon completely to a 360. So
nice.
It was interesting, and
I feel like that's a good first experience with it.
It was a good first experience.
For you to tell me that, I was like, wow, that seems
at a tactical level, at an engineering level. But to see that with like Sony or Oculus's fresh paint, of graphical fidelity and music and everything else, they'd be like, well, holy shit,
I just realized what I want from VR.
What do you want?
I want Risk, the board game in VR.
Wow. That'd be exciting.
Interesting.
Oh, Jesus. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Grant, it's going to have to, we're just going to have to take it as it comes and expand upon what's not there and what's already there.
Right.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Well said. Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
And that was Manic Mail Time.
Mail time.
Not doing it.
I immediately wanted to
Justin, throw your jazz fingers up.
Yeah.
Coward. That's what cowardice looks like. Give it a little more love.
Oh, God.
Okay, so listeners, before we wrap up the show, every show we do ends in a segment we call the Nostalgia segment, where we go through, pass the mic, each turn. It's your turn this week, Ryan. Each week, one of us picks a game that meant something to us in our childhood, or just holds a special place for us in our heart, and something that we feel really good about. So Ryan, this week it is your nostalgia game. What do you got for me, man?
It is. I got something exciting for you guys, I think. I think all the viewers will be like, yeah, maybe I played it, maybe I didn't. I was excited to hear that Sean had played it. Yeah. So without further ado, little boomerang-wielding maniac Australian. We're going to call him Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I played this game on GameCube. I think it was way back in 2004.
It released on PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube September 10th, 2002.
Okay, so that's close enough. I'm really excited with that like range that I got. So I played Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, and I remember going about the campaign, and it was everything that I loved in that generation, where it was your classic adventure game, where you had this big map, and then you would enter levels as like a subport. So you'd walk into a home or an apartment, but then you had your bedrooms, which would be like your levels. So then you'd go into the bedroom, or whatever it was. I'm using this because we're in an apartment right now. Take a look around. But that's the best example I have. So you'd enter the level. It was a big exploration.
Yeah.
And the thing about it was you'd collect different boomerangs as you'd go about it. You're Tasmanian. You were this boomerang connoisseur expert.
Yeah.
Dual boomerangs, which is badass. Just
that
in
is
itself.
badass.
Because the boomerang's not an easy
weapon to wield. I don't know what's more badass, that or a Ninja Turtle.
Think about a boomerang. You can't. Not everybody can wield that weapon.
No.
You have to throw it, have the angle and the timing down to catch it as it comes back. This dude was dual wielding boomerangs. A fire boomerang, an ice boomerang, a wind boomerang. God only knows what it was.
Yeah.
He was just heaving them both.
That's impressive.
Taking people out.
I know, especially without opposable thumbs.
Hey.
Go Ty.
Go Ty.
I mean, there's a lot of Tasmanian tigers to look up to in the cartoon world. So that's just another.
So,
can I hit you with this synopsis?
Hit me with the synopsis. Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the game that I played, but I probably had never one idea.
No, I probably can't get through this without laughing.
These are the best parts.
Yeah, these are my favorite parts.
So, the protagonist and player character is Ty, a heroic Tasmanian tiger adopted by a family of bilbies who must save his family from the Dreamtime. Like, it sounds like a plague. The Dreamtime. Like, okay. The main antagonist is a boss Cass, a causewary who plots to become a dictator by using the 5 Talesmen. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Ty's love interest is Shaza, a female dingo. Helping Ty on his journey
I remember her.
Mari, a sulfur-crested cockatoo who acts as Ty's mentor figure. Julius, a koala scientist who helps Ty find the Talesmen.
Yep, remember
Ken,
her.
a Tasmanian devil and park ranger interested in nature.
Remember
and
him.
Dennis, a cowardly green tree frog.
No.
The boss characters include Bull, a razorback who later becomes Ty's companion. Crikey! A cybernetic tiger shark. Sly, another Tasmanian tiger. And Ty's blood brother Fluffy, a thorny devil who controls her large Yeti robot. And Shadow, a ghost bat.
Good lord. Do you remember that Australian raider we talked about? This is where his terror comes from.
This is like Steve Irwin's nightmare wet dream.
I gotta say, games just aren't that creative anymore. You know, you read these games just aren't that.
This is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. But you know what makes his character model all the better?
Yeah.
It was some ridiculous guy, and he was like in like imagine Quagmire's shirt, but in bathing suit form. You know Quagmire from Family Guy.
It's a video. We can show him, can't we?
Let's not push it here with our editing skills. But it was literally like Quagmire's shirt. It was a shirtless Tasmanian tiger with a bathing suit. Cause like, hey, you can't have a naked animal running around. We got to cover our ass. So they're like, we're gonna throw this bathing suit on this character. We're gonna give him 2 boomerangs. And I'm like, all right, you guys pass. Put maybe E10.
Yeah.
Release this.
In Australia, it's like X. Triple X.
Triple X.
It's racist. Yeah.
Body
it's racist
parts shown.
Australians.
Fur not covered.
But yeah, man. Honestly, that game has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Like growing up playing your big time games, Ocarina of Time and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then to get this very late dose of adventure platforming, it was nice. So I mean, it was very similar to a Banjo-Kazooie type game.
Right.
Never did anything with it. I think they came out with a Tie 2.
I think it went up to 4. Actually, when I was doing research today, I was blown away by how many of
ignorant
them there were.
I am, because like I guess I hit my peak after the original, and I was like, I'm gonna play other games now. But I mean, honestly, this game was highly reviewed. I honestly think I remember getting a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, I wasn't that much of an asshole when I was younger playing this game.
Okay.
Awesome. That's a good choice, Ryan. I really like it.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I feel like it fits in with this crazy nostalgia segment we do sometimes.
So we're gonna do something crazy. If you're listening to this via audio, we're going to start wrapping things up. But if you're listening to this via video, we got a whole another segment for you. So if you're listening to this audio and you're like, I want to hear that segment, awesome. We will be posting this episode in video format in its entirety. You can find it on YouTube on Thursday this week. You just search Manic Puppy Podcast, and we're there. If we had enough subscribers, we could have a backslash, but we don't. Help us get there. I'm not going to tell you the numbers, letters, and symbols that you need to get there, but Manic Puppy Podcast on YouTube. We'll have it on our website, manicpuppypodcast.com. We are going to be discussing all of our favorite bosses and our least favorite bosses in video games, like the big guys, the tough motherfuckers to kill.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna be talking about.
Can we not do Dark Souls bosses?
Oh,
like,
we're gonna have to.
Oh, two of mine are Dark Souls bosses.
Yeah, let's say my
right.
My big one is Dark Souls.
All right, then
we'll get there. We'll get there. Sean's spoiling as natural. So remember, we post the show to your favorite podcast outlets every Monday morning. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. That helps us spread the word and boost us in what's hot. Number 98. What's up? What's up? Remember, you can find us on Twitter at Manic Puppy. You can find me at Echo Justin, EKHO. Ryan can be found at Ryan_Gangle. Sean can be found at Mr. Wiggles, and that is WIGGIILES. And Mick can be found at Mick_Chalu, CHALU. We're going to try and do one of these video episodes per month. So stick around with us. Support us on patreon.com/Manic Puppy. We love you guys, and we are out. Hello, video watchers, and welcome to the video portion of the recording.
Yes.
I don't know why I paused between everything that I just said, but I did, so deal with it.
William Shatner.
This is going to be... yeah, William Shatner, Jesus. This is going to be our final boss cast segment. It's going to be the Manic Puppy crew. We're going to talk about some of our favorite bosses in video games and some of the bosses that we hate with a burning passion. So I'm going to kick things off, and I'm going to start with one that I really hate, but that I grew to love. When I was younger, it was the Death Egg boss on Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I had a feeling that you were going to go there.
You could get there with 15 continues, 10 lives, whatever you want. You go in there with 100 rings. When the level starts, you're at 0 rings, which many Sonic players know is an issue.
Death, right?
You get hit once, you're dead. That's it.
Yeah.
So you get there, you show up, then here comes Metal Sonic, right? He's just lube. You're like, oh, Jesus, I got to fight Metal Sonic. You got to hit him on the front of the head. You can't hit his spikes. And Eggman's in the back being a peeping Tom watching the whole fight. And, Metal Sonic's skating back. So you hit him like 7 times to the point where you're like, Jesus Christ, this was tough. I'm done, right?
Loop and peeping Tom.
Then you,
yeah,
then you
heavy.
see this big chooch, Eggman, he comes strolling in, and... it's like a 10-minute calculated fight. Like, when you start Death Egg, you have to know going into this is going to be about 6 to 10 minutes, and I can't fuck this up. So you do that, and you have to hit Eggman in the gut. You got to hit him right in the stomach, and he shoots all these lasers at you.
Yeah,
and
he's just moonwalking.
Spikes.
He's Michael Jackson the whole way across the thing.
It's excruciatingly difficult.
I've been right next to you complaining.
That is probably... But when you finally beat him, and you can walk out of that thing unscathed, that's awesome. That's great, because it's like a boss fight that you know you earned. You don't blink cheat. You don't go anywhere and like, oh, I'm just going to keep getting hit, keep re-healthing. No, you basically have to do this perfectly. That would be one of my worst if I could take it back old school. So,
Worst/favorite?
Worst/favorite. I got some other ones I'll get to here. I just want to hear some other people's takes on things.
I might just dump the whole...
dump the whole list?
Dump all your eggs into one basket?
Yeah, I might.
That's pretty.
While
watch
we're on
out,
the
peeping Toms. Watch.
I don't know.
That reference.
I was having 2 or 3, but honestly, right now all I can come up with is 2. Sadly.
Okay.
And I mean, the first one it shouldn't even count. It's like shameful to even list this bad guy, but it's like Bowser. It's coming back to honestly, yeah. Shout out to Bowser,
the OG,
right there.
One of the greats.
I remember fighting him for the first time in Nintendo 64, Mario 64, when you had to, time your attacks to grab his tail, swing him around, and throw him.
Right.
And I didn't remember the complexity of it until playing the game later, and then I was on the 3rd Bowser fight.
That's
which
tough.
The island starts to decay, and it ends up almost like a diamond.
Yeah.
You end up fighting him on it. You have to throw him at these very, very far away spikes. And that's when I grew the appreciation of how hard that fight really was. And then to go back and fight him in the original Nintendo version where you just jump over, and that was the classic edition of getting to know Bowser.
Yeah.
I really like the N64 over that. Yeah. And sadly, I don't think that sounds good as a fan of video games.
Why not?
I just to like the N64 because you played it first and you thought it was more difficult.
No, that's like that was one of the first bosses.
I like that fight better.
Okay, so then that was definitely one, and then the other one, Gears of War, General Rom, man. Like,
Rom.
he was a motherfucker.
He was tough.
He was tough as nails.
Yeah, there it is. He's a tough guy.
Let's talk about General Rom for a little bit.
Okay.
You get into Gears of War, you have this very fluid gameplay, fast, high paced. You put Nasher shells into anybody.
Right, just dump them.
You dump them, maybe 2 or 3 on a Theron, and they're like, oh, holy shit, they took 2 or 3. And Rom is just eating long shots, eating torque bow shots. It's like you have to time torque bow shots on him to rid him of krill.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you can open up the headshots for a torque, and if you have a co-op, if you're lucky enough to have a Dom, someone dumping snipe into his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, we murdered him.
And me and Sean actually just recently were lucky enough to get past Rom on
Unscathed, too.
It was unscathed, yes, no downs. It's like insane difficulty, no drops, and you take him down.
I don't like to call myself tough a lot.
Take him down.
I'm tough.
But that fight was so much fun. And then if I have to put a third favorite, which I think this is the one I'm coming back to, it was Arkham Asylum. I loved fucking fighting Titan Joker on that roof. I know that's a controversial fight. Really Some people
cool.
didn't like that, but I had an absolute blast fighting that lunatic on that roof. He was like, bats.
Yeah.
Just steroided out. It wasn't even the form of Joker you're used to fighting, but those are my favorites.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, Ryan, yours brings me into one of mine.
Oh, go for it then, buddy.
My number one. Were you done with your list, by the way?
Yes, I said I was giving 2 or 3. I gave 2 or 3.
Okay. I was just being rude.
Well, yeah, that's why I hate you.
My number one, hands down, is Mr. Freeze from Arkham City.
Oh, yeah, I screwed up. That was the better Batman fight.
Yeah.
That is one of the best designed boss fights ever, when he's like, you sneak around.
Yeah.
He's basically a Terminator. Like that's if there was ever a Terminator game, I want it to be like that. That's a lot of anxiety though, so maybe not. And some of the other ones, the Precursor robot from Jak and Daxter, the original.
Yes.
The insanely difficult.
Thank you, Mick.
A very cool one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
006 from GoldenEye, just being able to throw him off of the satellite is kind of cool in my opinion. I had Bowser on there from N64.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, much love.
I think that's probably on everybody's list.
Yeah, he needs, like, if it's being talked about, he needs mentioned.
What about the Elite Four? A lot of people's first.
That counts.
A lot of people's first final boss encounter.
Yeah.
When you thought you had a team and then you walked up to them and they've said it.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Dragon type Pokemon? It's like, fuck you. No.
Getting through there. It's insane. Like, I remember my first blue playthrough, and the first time I ever beat that, it was, you come out of there bleeding.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You get through by the skin of your teeth.
You really did.
Like,
You're bleeding out.
It's a horrifying experience. It's humbling. It's truly humbling.
Speaking of, guys, can we talk about those red and blue version new 3DSs real quick? We didn't. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I need one.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. Continue.
I want one too. And to round out this list, I got the Human Reaper from Mass Effect 2, which is one of just the coolest looking bosses ever.
That was so, like, I don't know, it's so anti-thematically. There's a huge room, so much going on, and it's just, you're a little small guy with a team taking on this big-ass robot. It was awesome.
He was tough.
Yeah.
Nails.
Yep. And then from the Soul series, I got Gehrman, the first hunter.
Oh my god,
Bloodborne.
such a good fight.
He was tough, though. He killed me a lot.
That double extended hacksaw, whatever the hell he used, that scythe.
Which I gotta ask, have you guys played the DLC yet?
I restarted.
You guys
my
are
playthrough.
killing me because like
his save deleted and he has to start from the beginning.
You probably want that. You probably don't want to go into like people have been saying you don't want to go into the DLC with a
but
new
I had
plus.
my Tonitrus. I loved it.
You
so
don't want to
much.
go into the new game plus. I promise you. But
Get
you
your
will.
clock clean.
From what I've seen from this, and I've kind of played it myself because I did get it.
Yeah,
the first boss of that DLC makes Gehrman look like a joke.
that's great.
Heavy.
Talk about a series that just is like the quintessential. Here's how you make a fucking boss every stage game. Like,
That's why I mentioned earlier. I was like, please, no Dark Souls bosses because all of those are probably
like,
better than anyone.
Just nailed it. But the idea, like, once you kill this boss, though, you're like, yes.
it's so satisfying.
Sean,
yeah.
do you have Because the last one on my list is Gwyn, Lord of Cinder.
Oh, you motherfucker. That was totally one of mine. Oh, yeah, 100%, man. Mainly because I started speedrunning the game.
Yeah.
You're absolutely sick. And you're absolutely
I get to
disgusting.
the last boss, which is Gwyn, and he would kill me. And I'd be so mad. So not only is it from a rage perspective, but he was a tough boss.
Yeah.
It actually took me co-oping for the first time in a Dark Souls. Well, because Dark Souls was the only one out at the time.
Right.
He literally killed me so many times. But I actually have a good list myself, and some of them, quite a bit of them are Dark Souls, just because like those are the bosses that like in a game.
They're tough, man. They're tough.
Give me your.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to go
list.
last, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, you're completely fine. So first off, I'm gonna say Quelaag from Dark Souls 1. That bitch of a spider queen, so tough. Would run into the fire. I
Yeah.
would summon a ghost, which is like an NPC. They run on the fucking fire and die.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? just gonna run to the fire and die on me? That's cool. You're no help. After that, I'm definitely gonna have to agree with Gwyn.
Yeah.
He's I hate him.
Hate
him. To be honest with you, Dark Souls 2. I'm actually gonna say, man, what was his name? I forget. It was the when you go up to the Dragon Temple because you could fight him. It was the actual dragon you're supposed to talk to.
I know who you're talking about. I watched you fight him.
He is so tough.
Yeah.
Because he could one-shot you.
Excruciating.
What I did, because I had to do it, is I leveled up my strength to a point where I could use a great shield, and I'd actually survive the fire breath.
Yeah.
And at the end, you would get deflected, but then I could go hit him.
Right.
I came up with a cheat.
You know
system.
you're in trouble when you pull out the great shield.
Yeah, like he was tough.
Nice.
After that, I guess if you talk Bloodborne, I'm really gonna have to say the one that gave me trouble was, man, I keep forgetting the names. What was that?
Abritus.
No, it was the
Amelia.
Amelia.
The third one.
Yeah, Amelia.
You
She
guys
gave me
talk
so
nothing but
much.
shit.
I literally had to remake a character because I just felt like I couldn't do it on the one I made.
She gave me trouble too, so don't feel bad.
She's tough.
Can I say one of the bosses I hated in that game, and not that it was bad but it was the Johnny Depp octopus in the Nightmare Torture House.
I thought you were gonna say Rom.
Yeah, I just didn't like him at all.
Rom.
Cagehead.
Cagehead. Yeah. Oh.
I don't like
hate
either,
that
but
guy.
Rom's another one. That fucker spawned so many spiders, and before you know it, you're
Rom,
overwhelmed.
the Vicarious.
Yeah.
Dude,
He's-
the worst boss ever in the Chalice dungeons.
Oh,
the
yeah.
version of him that you have to fight is excruciating.
Because he makes so many
That's
spiders,
haunting
and then the challenge dungeon, it's a small space.
It's tight.
It's
And there's pillars in your
and
way.
they like one shot you. The spiders, it's stupid.
I don't want to relive that. I haven't been able to play that game since I beat the Chalice
No,
dungeons.
your DLC, go for it. And I'm gonna say now the first boss in the DLC of Bloodborne is a phenomenal, but one of the hardest.
All right, I'm
I
excited.
guess that's
Yeah, I'm
really. I
excited
don't
to
even
hear
know.
that
I'm
one.
just naming my hardest bosses. I mean, I love them all because I beat them. Oh, here's another one.
Yeah.
It was from the DLC of Dark Souls 1. It was, I believe it was All-Star, and he was basically just this. He had so many one-shot mechanics that if you just messed up, just kill you. Done. Pissed me off.
I
love him.
I got two more honorable mentions. I want to give a shout out to Hades from God of War 3.
I was gonna
I'm
say
glad
Zeus.
God of War got it. Shout out to Kratos because his boss fights were amazing.
That was my other one. I was gonna say Zeus
Zeus is
because he takes so long to
sick.
beat.
They give you like the Street Fighter, like the left
God.
to right. You fight him, and then you fight him, and guy his heart. And that spoilers, if you haven't played God of War,
It's been
3.
years.
That any boss fight in that game, like even when you fight, oh god, what's the big Titan's name?
Was it Kronos?
Kronos.
God.
When you fight
Kronos
Kronos
is,
in
yeah,
hell,
the
and
father
like,
of
you're just on his
Zeus.
hand, and then
You're
like,
climbing up him.
yeah, the whole feeling, the scale, or even the opening fight from God of War 3 when you're fighting Poseidon.
That's tough.
That fight is amazing.
Yeah, that's hard.
Those games were cool, and I want to give like a special shout out. It's nothing special, but it is special to me. Is Master Hand from Super Smash 64 because that's when you realize, like, I guess that was the first conception of amiibos, that they're just all these little playthings, kind of like Toy Story, and the final boss is the creator, the hand.
Yeah.
If you want to go there, can I give 5 more shout outs?
5.
All right, you ready?
Yeah,
I want to
go.
give it to his index finger. His
Shout
pointer
out to
finger, his-
Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Shout out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Donkey Kong. There you go. There's 5.
Oh yeah,
Shout out to Donkey
is
Kong
the,
throwing barrels.
Originator.
Done. There's 5. Quick 5.
Very quick 5.
That's it.
Kidnapping princesses, throwing barrels at people. What a monster.
God, the issue is too is like I have mentions, but they just don't relate to any of them.
We might have to do a part 2.
We'll do a part 2.
Bad because mine are like actually like WoW characters that I died like 362 times to before I killed it.
Sean, I would like to get a psych evaluation of you.
Like honestly, like I would love to talk about it. Like you know, Illidan Stormrage, a shout out to you, bud. You killed me 362 times, but I killed your ass.
That's it. That's it for
Fun.
the podcast.
That's it. I'm wrapping up after that.
That's it.
Listeners, viewers, thank you very much for tuning into this very special episode 40 of Manic Puppy. The last segment here was done exclusively for YouTube. We want to give a special shout out again to Omar Young. Thank you for all the help with the video and editing. We're going to try and keep doing one of these every month. So keep listening, keep watching. If you like what you heard, support us on patreon.com/Manic Puppy and tweet at Manic Puppy to be on the show every week for Manic Mail Time. That does it for us this week, guys. We are out.
See you guys.
See you later.